Scholar rock is for now the main. Scholar rock is for now the main. Scholar rock.
Scott Monroe Sterling was born on March 2nd, 1962, in the Bronx, New York, to Carolyn Monroe. One of two sons, being raised by a single mom in an area at the time where poverty, gangs, drugs, prostitution, and crime ran rampant. Yet somehow, Scott's mom managed to keep him and his brother on a non-violent path of life. One of the ways she kept them, sports. For Scott was great at basketball. He excelled at it and other academics going to school, where he graduated from the Our Savior Lutheran High School in 1980. Besides basketball, Scott had another passion, music. For around this time, hip-hop was starting to grow, and he was taken by the turntables. He was captain of the basketball team there. Not only that, he was also DJ for the college's radio station, where it said that Scott was a pioneer for bringing hip-hop music to Castleton.
We rock all over. And speaking about rocking all over, in the studios right now we have Mr. DJ Scott LaRock and KRS-One. What's happening, fellas? Wait a minute, don't be bashful. You're not gonna be sitting back.
Yeah, what's up?
This isn't down the dial. This don't have those super powerful mics. Get up, let's go. What's happening?
Chillin', Dre.
What's happening? How y'all doing out there?
All right.
No, I mean, everything could be basic and say, how'd you guys start out? You got this Pump and Cut South Bronx, first of all. I could ask you, how come you made that record? But I guess the record basically explains that.
Not really.
Rejection didn't sit well with them. But what really added fuel to the fire was when MC Sean of the group known as the Juice Crew made a track titled The Bridge, in which it featured lyrics which are now said were misinterpreted as saying Queensbridge was where hip-hop originated.
You love to hear the story again and again of how it all got started way back when. The monument is right in your face. Sit and listen for a while to the name of the play.
Scott and Derek Jones, better known as D-Nice, formed the group Boogie Down Productions and fired back with the track South Bronx.
Choose it. Party people in the place to be. KRS-One attacked. You got dropped off MCA cause the rhymes you wrote was whack. So you think that hip-hop had its start out in Queensbridge? If you pop that junk up in the Bronx, you might not live, cause you're in South Bronx, the South Bronx.
I'm gonna ask you that anyway, though. My main question is, what's all the static going on? What's all the static? Explain it to us. Now, everybody knows what time it is and what we're talking about. We want to know what's the static going on between Mr. Magic, Marley Marl, MC Shan, Roxanne Shante, and the Boogie Down Production. We'd like to know. Let us know what's happening.
Well, myself, I'm gonna tell it like this. Magic got a big mouth. He needs to shut up. That's what time it is.
Tell it like it is.
That's
Keep
it.
telling it.
Magic got a serious problem. He has an identity crisis. He continues to run his mouth. And me and my crew are not going for it no more. That's it. He tried to diss us one night in the studio a couple months ago. I said, yo, Chris, let's put out this record. Let's diss him.
Scott's mom got him a job as a social worker at the Franklin Armory Men's Shelter. And just like he did in college, he worked as a social worker during the day and practiced his music at night, where he DJ'd at the Broadway Repertoire Center. For around 1985, while working at the shelter, he met Lawrence Parker, or as we all know him as, KRS-One. At the time, KRS-One was part of a group that called themselves the Celebrity Three, and Scott, who was calling himself DJ Scott LaRock at the time, got them a gig at the Broadway RT where they played. They were a success. So trying to expand from there, Scott LaRock and KRS-One reached out to popular radio DJ at the time, Mr. Magic and Marley Marl, who played for the radio station WBLS 107.5 FM. And of course, they were straight up rejected.
We dissed him, that's it.
You dissed him very hard. So, Mr. KRS-One, what is your side of this?
Well,
Come on, don't front on it.
you can hear me clearly.
No, I can hear you. Jump on that microphone over there. I want to hear this clearly. I don't care.
Okay, bust this, right? There's one line in the bridge that says the monument for hip-hop is right in your face. Sit and listen for a while to the name of the place, the bridge, the bridge, the bridge. That lie possessed us to do South Bronx. When you say monument, I mean, think of a monument for hip-hop. It's not Queens. That's it.
I mean, no, I'm not going to say that's in your opinion. I'm not going to say you're right. I'm not going to say you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm not dissing nobody from Queens, you know.
Right.
Queens is a nice place to live and all of that, but just a certain couple individuals that are suckers. That's all it is, man. That's life.
No. Tell us the real deal. Tell us seriously what's going on. Because the thing is, we did invite Mr. Magic up here tonight. That's why I'm stopping the record. So everyone remembers last week we had an open invitation to Mr. Magic because we know he listens to the show. We know.
Well,
we know.
Magic.
The things that we do here that happen over there, and we just say, I know he didn't think about it. I know he didn't make it up.
It's like this, Dre. They put out the record, The Bridge. We came back with South Bronx. They came back with that weak record, Kill That Noise. So Magic's on the radio talking about, I guess we won the battle. You know, ragging with them big lips of his.
Right.
So we came back with The Bridge Is Over. We knocked him out the box. He got panicky. Started making all type of lies and rumors. They want to battle us now. We was supposed to battle the Apollo Theater. They started pumping their Kool-Aid. So then we took out Shan, Marlon, and the Juice Crew. They couldn't deal with us. They get some other kid. I don't know who he is. Some little, I'm not going to call him, well, he's a sucker, whoever he is, poet.
Tell it like
Some
it
little
is,
young one. I'm a man. I'm a college graduate. I own my own business.
Tell it like it
He's a
is,
little boy. I don't know who he is. Gonna come out beating you down. He ain't gonna beat nobody down. He's a little boy. I'm not gonna waste my time going back and battling him. So there's another little kid out there got something to say and making money off of my name. That's
right.
it. That's it. We'll see who makes more money in 5 years. Look at my bank book and my real estate and tell me what you got. A crack house. That's it. That's it, money. That's it. That's it.
Mr. Scott LaRock, incredible. KRS-One, you have to say some more things about this. What inspires you to write these lyrics? Beside him talking too much, what inspires you to write these lyrics like this for the Blues Over?
Well, first of all, Boogie Down production has to be absolutely, positively different from every single crew out here.
Was mostly featuring music from artists of the Queens location, and they were from the Bronx. In 1984, Scott graduated with a degree in business. Though he had an opportunity to play D-League basketball in Europe, Scott chose to focus on his music more. So he moved back to New York, where he hoped to start building his music career. But starting out, it was slow, and it wasn't paying the bills.
In the Bronx, and I hear all these records about Brooklyn and Queens, and the Shan saying that rap music started in Queens. I know that's a bunch of bull. And I don't like Mr. Magic anyway, so I just thought it was time to tell the truth.
So I take it you and Marley Marl and MC Shan won't be having any dinners or anything over at your house or anything?
Nope, not at all.
So are you going to come out here and do anything?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be out here the 27th or 28th of this month, March. I'm going to try to go out there and rock.
I'm sure you will. I hope I'll get a chance to see you. I hope you'll be able to stop by the station and maybe say hello to the listeners from the station. Why don't you tell us what's going on in New York? What songs do you like out there right now? Besides your own, of course.
Oh, all right. Well, I like a song called You Can't Win by Kim and Akeem. It's one of the hottest records in New York City right now. See, that came out. I happen just to be the producer of the record.
What else? We haven't gotten that out here yet, but...
Eric B has a new one coming out.
Eric B?
It'll be out next week called Soul Man. Record is pumping.
It wouldn't be too long before Scott's music really started to take a turn.
DJ Scott LaRock, hip-hop visionary.
He was doing things 15 to 20 years ahead of his time.
Hip-hop is gonna go global, it's gonna blow up, it's gonna explode. I'm gonna be in front of that wave that's gonna happen.
Dedicated community leader.
All he wanted to do is produce peace for people.
But standing by his friends.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
Leads him to a dangerous evening.
His kindness was part of his demise.
An unexpected tragedy. Making LaRock the first hip-hop murderer.
Go to the hospital, man, they shot him.
It's just sad we've lost him to
the tragedy that went on in the Bronx, a little shootout out there in the Bronx, stop the violence.
And what happened was Scott was trying to be a peacemaker between
exactly between D-Nice and this guy, and you know, things just got out of hand.
Late hip-hop pioneer, DJ Scott LaRock was honored with an unveiling of a street name in his memory at the corner of West Jerome Avenue and Kingswood Road in the Bronx. Under the assistance of Councilmember Fernando Cabrera, the unveiling of the sign reads DJ Scott LaRock Boulevard is a major milestone for the Bronx community. Family members and Bronxites came out to celebrate his legacy and contributions to hip-hop as they rejoice in celebration of Hip Hop Week.
Today we're here to co-name a street after one of the pioneers of hip-hop. We're talking about DJ Scott LaRock, who was a creative genius. He was part of the Boogie Down Productions. He was one of those pioneers in the field that put the Bronx in the map, who put hip-hop in the map, not only here in the United States, but all across the world.
Anyway, we're going to play the bridges over Scott LaRock, KRS-One. They're going to grab a phone line, give them a call, 516-747-4757. Let them know that you want this to happen. We're going to work on getting the whole thing to happen.
Listen, one thing. I like to dedicate this record to Roxanne Shante. Thank you. And Dre, I got one thing to say. I want them to know that we have a new record coming out called Watch My 9mm Go Bang! We're going to preview it tonight here, right? Definitely. That's what time is. You see this gold gun on my neck? It's German Luger. Yeah, uh-huh.
KRS-One, Scott LaRock, at 90.3 FM, WBAU. And we're back with the Boogie Down production, KRS-One and DJ Scott LaRock. Phones are going crazy. Things are going mad at BAU. Can't hold everybody back. Why? Because this is not the Rap Attack. Believe it.
By the name of Criminal Minded. Yes, Criminal Minded. You could recognize it in your record store. It'd be me, my partner Scott LaRock, with 9mm counting money. 9mm Uzis. These are not no props. This is real weapons. Right out of our warehouse. Word up. That's what I got college degree, but I like guns. That's me. I'm a hoodlum. I enjoy violence. I like to go to movies. I enjoy violence. I shouldn't be ashamed to say it. I'm not promoting violence, but we like to go to the movies, see somebody get their head blown off.
That's true.
It's true. It's a fact.
You enjoy Rambo and things of that nature.
That's right, yep. 110th Street.
Definitely. Speaking of violence and public enemies, we do have our own public enemies up here. I don't know if you heard about Chucky D and MC DJ Flavor. They're coming out down the line, too. This is incredible. This is what the music needed, a whole different type of push in another direction.
We're not going to be phony. I feel if you want to be a hoodlum, just be a hoodlum.
Be a good hood. Be a hood, but be proud to be a hood. Proud to be a hood. Definitely the words from Scott LaRock.
We're not hoods, though. We just like music, like to be tough. We just like being ourselves. We're not going to front and be phony.
Definitely.
I'm going to say what's on my mind.
Definitely. Are we going to get a chance to premiere some of that new records we were just talking about?
You can rock them all.
Definitely. Definitely. Should we play like the P is Free, the new remix verse? We should play that next. Okay, definitely. We're gonna get to that right now because this is what we call rebuttal time, or how should I say, flexing the muscle. Anyway, you know you're not gonna hear this on the Rap Attack.
I don't need muscle, to deal with that. I just use my brain.
Anyway, KRS-One, please grab the mic.
Oh yeah, like you said, you will not hear this on the Rap Attack because I feel as though the magic has to go out and buy a copy of my album. Thank you. And if I don't pay someone to play it, it won't get played on a certain show.
Anyway, let's get to the P is Free. Let's get to the P is Free right here, 90.3 FM WBAU. Don't forget, we're still coming up with a half-hour power. We're not going to forget the IRS crew. They're coming up. Don't forget, fellas. Word.
This ceremony would have been possible without the dedicated support of Bronx community members, as the sign took over 2 years to finally bring to life. In conjunction with Fernando Cabrera, the street naming ceremony was backed by the Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx. Bronx native and executive director Rocky Buchanan shares why this recognition for Scott LaRock in the Hip Hop Museum is so important.
We worked with the Honorable Councilman Fernando Cabrera on passing legislation to help get a street codenamed after DJ Scott LaRock. The mission of the Universal Hip Hop Museum is to preserve and celebrate the legacy of our pioneers and the history of hip hop culture on a global level. But today it's all about the Bronx.
This street unveiling was full of a crowd that included direct members of Scott LaRock's family and childhood friends who were there during his journey to the success of the label Boogie Down Productions. One of the members of BPD and LaRock's friend, said G, explains why this is such an important day in history, as Scott's vision was so far ahead of what the hip-hop culture is today.
This is one of the greatest days in hip-hop other than the day when Kool Herc had the street named after him. DJ Scott LaRock was just so far ahead of his time. All the things that people are doing today, the branding and all of that, this was Scott's vision back then in the late 80s.
Commemorating his memory as a hip-hop icon, the crowd continued to celebrate, as Scott's legacy will never be forgotten, with his name forever embedded for all to admire. This is Taylor Carter reporting for Bronx News.
This is the first tragedy in the game of hip-hop. His death was the first murder in hip-hop. Scott LaRock, a straight genius. This was a guy way ahead of his time. I'm talking about this man was a smart, college educated with a degree, business type of man right here. He knew about marketing, promotion, publishing, and how to brand yourself, how to brand your company. And look, this was a young black man in the early 80s doing business with powerful white execs and record companies that they couldn't pull a fast one over him. Music mogul Chris Lighty, rest in peace to Chris Lighty, once said Scott would have been Puff before Puff, but without the dancing. He was Chris Lighty's idol. Legendary DJ Red Alert said he was just a smooth, approachable brother that could relate to any type of person. That's why people gravitated to him. But see, his life though, man, his life went in so tragic, and you know, some people that was close to him say that he was actually assassinated to get him out of the way of the music business. Now, around the age of 12 years old, he was introduced to hip hop after seeing legendary pioneer DJ Kool Herc DJing in Cedar Park, and he fell right in love with music. He loved how everybody was having a good time, partying to the music and everything. It's crazy because he actually saw Kool Herc getting electricity from the lamppost to play his sound system in the park. Wow. This is where hip hop started, y'all. That's crazy. And he was there at the time hip hop was at the early stages in the Bronx. But see, also around that time, right, the streets was crazy out there with gangs, drug addicts, stick-up kids, shootouts, and everything going on in New York City at the time, Bronx and everything. And by junior high school, that's when his mother wanted to keep him out of the streets, so she thought playing sports would keep him busy. And that's when he fell in love with basketball. He was a star. He was a superstar player at the high school playing basketball because he was like 6'3" in height, and that led to him dominating the courts. Plus, he was the captain of the team. But see, it was hip-hop though. He fell in love with hip-hop. He just loved music so much that he wanted to become a DJ after seeing DJ Kool Herc rock parties in the neighborhood. And once his grandfather got him some turntables and he became good, he started DJing, calling himself Scott LaRock, in which he got that name from the rapper Coke LaRock, who was DJ Kool Herc's right-hand man. And look, Coke LaRock, they say he's responsible for the setup of a DJ and an MC rocking a party together. And you know what else? Coke LaRock is also considered the first ever rapper MC. Wow, that's history, y'all. But anyway, right now, after that, right, 1980 came around. Scott graduated from high school, and he ended up getting a full scholarship to play basketball at Castleton State College, which was in the state of Vermont. Now, see, this college was predominantly white, and it was a real quiet school, and he liked that. And he ended up becoming team captain on that basketball team there. Now, he also DJ'd while he was in college. He DJ'd for the college radio station too, introducing hip hop to the white students. And once he started DJing for a bar called Dugan's on the weekends, his popularity grew. And the white kids in town loved it and would party like crazy when he would spin. I mean, they say the place was so jam-packed
They say people would stand outside in lines in the freezing cold trying to get in. Wow, y'all know Vermont, state of Vermont gets cold in the winter. He had the college on lock. And look, they couldn't get enough of him. Those white students wanted to learn everything about hip hop during that time. And that's when Scott started bringing his friends from back home to perform graffiti, show them how to break dance at all the events they had in town and everything. Now, one of his friends, right, that Scott used to bring with him to Vermont, to the shows to showcase how to break dance was Darren Henson, who y'all probably know from the movie Stomp the Yard. And he was in the Soul Food series too, the Soul Food series. But people don't know that. They don't know that he got his start with Scott LaRock when he was like 14 years old. But anyway, look, now realizing and understanding that they play basketball overseas too, because his senior year at that college, he led the team to a 26-2 record.
This is a test of the Boogie Down Production Prevention Against Sucker MCs. In the event of a real emergency, you would have been instructed on which jams to play and how loud to blast your radio. And now, a word from our sponsor.
D-Nice. Yo, what's up, Scott LaRock? Yo, man, we chillin' this funky fresh jam. I want to tell you a little something about us. We're the Boogie Down Production Group. And due to the fact that no one outside there knew what time it was, we have to tell you a little story about where we come from. South Bronx, the South Bronx.
So you can stop guessing if this is a gift or a written down memo. See, I am a professional. This is not a demo. In fact, call it a lecture, a visual picture, sort of a poetic in rhythm like mixture. Listen, I'm not dissing, but there's something that you're missing. Maybe you should touch reality. Stop wishing for beats with plenty bass and lyrics set in haste. If its meaning doesn't manifest, put it to rest. I am a poet. You try to show it, yet blow it. It takes concentration for fresh communication, observation. That is to see without speaking. Take off your coat, take notes. I am teaching a class, or rather school, cause you need schooling. I am not a king or queen, I'm not ruling. This is an introduction to poetry, a small dedication to those that might know of me, they might know of you. And maybe your gang, but one thing's for sure, neither